Hello everyone and welcome to my 3D printing channel. And today I have a lot to talk about. I missed a lot last week. It was a pretty busy week and I haven't really posted that much this week, but boy do I have a lot to talk about today. And a lot of it has to do with I got a Prusa Core 1 last week and my experiences with Prusa Core 1, what kind of drops we've had in the last week from STLIFIX, and how I'm feeling about the Bambu P2s. And I think that everyone is going to be, maybe they won't be surprised. Let's just see how surprised they're going to be about my feelings on the Bambu P2s. I am a Prusa fangirl, and I'm looking forward to the induction nozzles coming out by Bondtech, and that will be coming soon. But let's start off with my experience this week with the, let's see, where do we want to start? We'll start with the Prusa. So this week I got a clogged nozzle on my Prusa Core 1. It was not as easy to get clean as my Prusa XL. And boy, do I hate saying that, but I feel like I need to be honest if I'm going to be promoting a product saying that I love it. It was a little frustrating. I even let it sit for 2 days just because I was so busy in my real life that I didn't want to mess with it. So I left it. I wanted to get on to the 24-hour chat for Prusa. I did not do that. I should have done that, but my life was just so busy that I didn't get to that, and I kind of wish that I would have. But I had to take part of the nozzle apart and the extruder, and it was just not as easy as the XL has been to fix. Taking the top off was a little bit of a chore. Getting to the nozzle was a little bit of a chore, which is totally different on the XL because they have the gears in the front so that you can just open it up and see it, whereas on the Prusa Core 1 it's turned to the side. But in all honesty, the clog was my fault. I was trying a filament that I knew was kind of older, but I went ahead and tried it, and it did cause some problems, and it was just frustrating for me because I had so much going on. So I don't know so much that it was the Prusa itself, but there were some things that came to light because I had to fix it. But in that time, while that one was down, my XL and my Bambu P2s were running flawlessly. And so that brings me to how am I feeling about Bambu at this point, a couple weeks in. I am feeling fantastic about Bambu. I am really enjoying that printer. I still don't like the waste, so that's made me consider the H2C. I spoke to my cousin this week about the Prusa, and also just about, he has 44 3D printers. He sells a lot, and he is the person that I got my Prusa XL off of at a very discounted rate, and he was so kind to sell that to me at that rate. And he said he's gotten two H2Cs now, and he absolutely loves them, just loves them. So I just keep hearing how wonderful these H2Cs are. The Bambu H2C, when I was in the Micro Center and I was looking at them, there were a couple of people there. I went there a couple times just to look at all of the different printers that existed at the Micro Center at the time, or that they were selling. And so many people said, I just love the H2C. They came from the P1s, they came from the X1C. So they had some other Bambus that they had, and they didn't like the filament waste either. And they said that the H2C was grander. However, my Prusa, when they prints, that print quality, oh my gosh, is just sweet heaven. It is so good. It just prints. I've got the cryo grip. sheet on my XL, and it is just beautiful and flawless, and just nothing fails, and it's just, I mean, it's just cream of the crop, just beautiful. I've had a lot of fails on the Bambu P2s. The same file that I've tried to print on the Bambu P2s on the XL is just beautiful on the XL. On the Bambu P2s, it's like, oh, what do I have to tweak? But I still like the Bambu P2s because it is in a different price bracket than the XL. The XL is the flagship. But boy, I tell you, when I print on that XL, it is heaven. And if any printer I could recommend to anyone, that if you are looking for a printer that is everything you wanted in a bag of chips, that would be the XL, especially if you're going to spend that little bit of extra money. So yeah, they're pricey, but it is for the person who's going to spend that little bit of extra. That 5-head nozzle changer at this particular point cannot be beat. That change between nozzle, I counted it the other day. I don't know what that advertisement is that's going on that's showing like 7 seconds. My nozzle change was 3 seconds. Just enough time for it basically to go and put the other one up and go and pick up the other one and then just bring it out to the thing. It was so quick, maybe a second delay, but you guys can watch. I've got videos on my shorts that you guys can see, and I promise you that it is so fast that you won't believe how quick the Prusa XL is in the nozzle changing. And it just saves so much time and so much waste. And not only does it save so much time and so much waste, whenever there are things that are my fault, nozzle clogs, putting in bad filament, things just going haywire because it is a machine and things do go wrong, they're just so easy to fix on the XL. It is you can get to it easier because it's bigger, it's more open. That front clip in the front to clear out any kind of like anything in the extruder is just so easy. Just if there's any screws to be undone, I just love it. I just love it. I do like the Bambu being able to pull off that nozzle and change it, but I don't change my nozzle that much. I pretty much am a 0.4 girl, and that's it. If I do need to change my nozzle, the great thing is I could put one nozzle on another head and just use that head. No problem at all. I could specify the size of that head. I can put another material in there, and it's just wonderful. But I would like to try the Bambu H2C just to see how it is. And so I'm potentially thinking about getting that in the future. But right now, I've just recently bought a Anycubic Cobra S1, which I sewed within a couple weeks. It was a nightmare for me, and I did not like it. That is my opinion. That is how I feel about it. I am not sponsored by anybody that I talk about. I'm not sponsored by Prusa, Bambu. I have no sponsor. So these are all my opinions as a woman who is into this for the fun of 3D printing. I am going to do a fair in May, but I'm only doing that with a friend, and it's not so that I can become a big seller. It's just for the fun of it, because I think people should have some cute little things. But I'm not a commercial seller. I have no intention of being that. My real-time job is plenty, and it pays more than I believe that I could make off of 3D printing, at least what I could make. But it's going to be fun to do. It's just a little small fair, very, very tiny, nothing like my cousin with 44 printers. And I can't wait to see how it goes. So that's going to be fun. But as a woman or a non-commercial 3D printer person, my XL is still my favorite. Sorry guys, I wanted to reveal that Bambu is, but not yet. Maybe once I try the H2C, when I get that in a few weeks or a month or two, or whenever I decide to get it, maybe that will become my favorite. I don't know, but at this moment, my Prusa 5-head XL is an amazing printer, and I love it. I absolutely just love it. There's only a few things I would change about it. I wish that it had an auto load on it, they have these little Bowden things that you can make. I might just make one of those. If that was something that it had, I think that would make it just the perfect printer for me. The Prusa Core 1 Plus is very good. right now I only have it as a single color. I could get an MMU and upgrade it, but I don't need to because I have the Prusa Core 1 Plus. But guys, I do have some other Bambu news that I wanted to talk about. I really, really want to talk about this Bambu news. So I bought my Bambu, I think maybe a month ago. It's been a bit ago. And I bought it, I went to Micro Center and I just happened to get it. They were pretty much sold out of the P2s with the combos. For whatever reason, it was really difficult to get the AMS Pro. Well, today I went on the Bambu site and guess what? AMS Pro 2s are available. So if you have been having trouble getting those, get on there now and get some. I don't even know if there's going to be any left. I hear they're selling out really quick everywhere. I was reading about it. I just happened to get on there today to check and I got one. Well, I paid for it. Hopefully it will be shipped soon. I wanted to go up to 8 colors. That was my whole reason in switching to the Bambu P2s, is so that at the times that I want to have more than 5 colors, even if I have the waste, that I could do that. But if I get the H2C, I'm probably going to move that extra AMS Pro over to the H2C. That's one of the benefits of getting the AMSs on the Bambus, is I believe they're interchangeable. So if I do go up and get that H2C, hey, I'll be able to switch over that AMS Pro. But the big news is, hey, in the Bambu world, if you're looking for an AMS Pro, check out the site tonight, see if you can find it. Again, I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just letting you know as another person that uses those, that those are available today, or at least I was able to purchase it. I have been trying to purchase it for pretty much since I've gotten it and try to add that extra one on, and the button to buy has not been available, nor was there an announcement on there when it would be available, and I just happened to go on there today and I was able to buy it, and I'm hoping that if you go on there, it's still available to you. But I know that they were having trouble because even when I got my Bambu P2s, I almost didn't get it because it was in the back and it was the last one. And I just happened to be nice to someone who just was very nice to me and happened to grab that for me. So now let's talk about STLIFIX. One of my favorite things to talk about. All my friends and family know I love STLIFIX. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it is mine, and I love it. There are some weeks and sometimes when they come out with things that I don't like what they've come out with. I just don't. And I think that that's one of the great things about it, is that I know that if they don't come out Friday or Monday, that in just 2 days, I'm going to get something else. I really like that they come out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and they take a break over the weekend. Although sometimes on the weekend, I wish it was another set coming, but that's okay. That's not what happens. So let me talk about what came out. I'm not sure if I talked about these lights or not, but boy, are they beautiful. I have been on the STLIFIX Discord and seeing how people are printing these, and I can tell you that they are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I still have plans to print these fish. I want to print another dragon. I got the burnt titanium by Flashforge, so I want to try that on here and see how that comes out. I have a friend who really likes octopus. He has it in his bathroom, so I'd like to get that for him. This horse, I mean, these are just beautiful prints. I am a fan of these. These are utility based. They're not just decorative little fidgets. I'm a big fan of items that you can utilize. And I am also a fan of the decorative stuff, the keychains, the fidgets. I like those too. They have their place and they have their purpose. But I'm always so excited to see when STLIFIX comes out with yet another piece that can be used somewhere. So this is a light, and they are gorgeous. These are just absolutely stunning. I cannot wait to print out a few. It's good. Look at how beautiful these are. I wonder if anybody's sometimes they post pictures in makes in the chat. So I don't know if anybody's posted a community prints. Oh, here's some people that have printed. Check these out. I saw somebody, I did one in purple, and I saw somebody else did one in purple as well. I want to do one in blue. I want to try, I've got this one I've got this one filament by Texonar that is called Crystal. There were 3 main colors that I really liked. There was a blue, a pink, and a purple, and I think there was a yellow. Maybe it was green. But I have printed a few things with those colors, and they really look like crystals. They are so beautiful, and I really like the way that they did their filament. I like the way that it prints, and I really like the way that it comes out. And if you look at some of my shorts, you will see those, some of those prints if you look back through there to see how they look, and they are beautiful. I highly recommend the Texonar filament. Now, I want to put out a disclaimer there about the matte filament. The matte filament by Texonar has to be printed at a lower temperature. So does the crystal. I haven't been able to print that at a regular PLA temp, but that's okay. It's just slightly lower. I had to learn to go into my filament profiles and then set the specs for that. So that was a great lesson for me to learn how to do that. If you haven't had the opportunity, I really encourage you, if you're a new 3D printer person, to go into your filament options inside of your printer and take a look at how you set those. I was kind of surprised at how difficult or how much it took for me to get there. I still have not figured out how to put those onto my printer so that if I just go up to my printer and I want to print, that filament profile will be there. But again, I have been super busy these last couple weeks, so I just need to get on there and figure out how that works. And I will do that. Just haven't got to it yet. And I'll let you know. I probably should show you guys how that's going to go. But let me get back to STLIFIX and show you some other things that they came out with. So yet another utility or a useful one. These are desk kits. They are super cute. The colors are amazing. But one of the pieces that I like about this is it's on a click grid. So these pieces are not just going to fall out. They actually have a mat that they connect to. And they have a lot of different setups. You can see it. Let me pull this picture up so you can kind of see the video of it. Let me go back. No, that's not the video. Here we go. I'm just going to leave this for a minute to kind of go through, and I'll just let this play for a minute. All right, guys, I am back. So let's go ahead and go back to the drops. So this came out last Friday, I think, and I just didn't get a chance to get on here last weekend and these next couple weeks it's going to be a little bit less, but then after that I'll be able to pick back up. But I think these are really good, and my opinion of it is this. So when I talk about STLIFIX with people, I hear them often say, well, there are a lot of free prints out there. And I often say on my channel that yes, there are a lot of free stuff out there. There are some great files out there that are for free. But here is the problem. I have a lot of failures with a lot of those files out there, and a lot of those files are AI junk. I just cannot get the quality that I get on STLIFIX. I do not have problems with STLIFIX. I put this print in there. I know it's going to print. I don't have to worry about whether the walls are going to be too thin. I don't have to worry about whether it's going to come off the plate. They tell me use supports, don't use supports. Here's the wall thickness that you need. Here are the settings that you need to set, and it just prints. And as a person who doesn't have the time to fiddle as much as I would like to, because I really would like to, and this is my hobby, and I love 3D printing, and I spend a lot of time 3D printing, and I know a lot about 3D printers, I still am time limited. And because I am time limited, I want something that's just going to print. Because sometimes I just want to start that printer up and just let it go. And that's one of the reasons I really like STLIFIX. And when I talk to my friends and family and I talk to you guys about it, that's one of the things that I have to say about STLIFIX is the quality. It's really good quality and I really like it. And I have a commercial license, and so I like that if I wanted to sell this, I would get all of the media, I would get all of the pieces, and it would just be there. And I think that that's great. When I go to my show, I'm probably going to sell some of the STLIFIX pieces. I'm going to be excited about that. It's going to be in May 29th. I'm headed to the fair or the street fair, and I'll be selling some STLIFIX stuff. And I am really excited about it. But I love their prints. And I've started to notice more, I don't know if you guys have noticed this too, that on a lot of the free sites, people are starting to close things down because they're starting to get access to their STL files. You're starting to have to pay a charge. That's another thing I like about STLIFIX is that they come out 3 times a week. They take your community ideas, they create what you want, and their files work. I am not sponsored or paid by STLIFIX in any way. I just am speaking from the person who likes their product. So with that being said, let me go on to the next piece. So this week was exciting. I like these pieces. I think they're cute. I will probably print them, and I think they have a lot of potential. I have mixed feelings, and it's not because they're bad prints or because I don't like them. I don't know what I was expecting this week. I just wanted something different. It's almost like going to your favorite restaurant every day, and then one day they come up and it's still good and wonderful, but just that day. So this week for me, I think these pieces are great. I don't know why my feelings are mixed about them. I look at them and I think they are so cute. They're adorable. Look at this Leo keychain. I think that is so adorable. The Aquarius is good. The Libra is good. It's all so fitting. And they did all 12 signs. They did one on Monday with these 6. And then they did one on Wednesday with the other 6. And look how cute these are. I mean, look at this Pisces. I'm not a Pisces, but look at how beautiful that is. It's so pretty. And you could use any color you wanted. Use the color of the gemstone of the month. I thought they did a great job. I mean, look at the Taurus. The Bull is great. The Virgo is good. The Goat, it's adorable. They came out with the Scorpio. I was telling my friends about, I was out to eat, and I was telling someone about the other 6 before these came out on Tuesday. And they're like, well, do they have the Scorpio? And I was like, no, not yet. But then sure enough, on Wednesday, they came out with the other 6. And these are just great little pieces. I am excited about them. I'm going to print them for friends. But I don't know. But I am excited about today's. So Fridays, here we are with the community idea. Let me try to reload that. I've been having trouble loading on my own personal computer. And here we are. So they did fidgets. Nope, this wasn't a community drop. I figured this was a community drop. I know there have been lots of requests for little fidgets, but normally up here, if it's a community drop, it is say community drop up here. But maybe it wasn't. But they have a couple of magnetic ones, which I think are really cool. They have some that are print in place, a slide fidget. Another slide fidget. And that is this week's STLIFIX. But, and just when you thought it was gonna be over, they came out with some new things this week. I don't know if I showed this to you guys last week, but they have the useful keychains, which I think are adorable. So, they have a box opener. They have a counter. They have a phone holder on your keychain. They have a little pill holder, earphone holder, whatever you want it to be. They have some clips. They have all kinds of little things new on their AI. And you can put whatever picture you want on it. Now, I want to say that sometimes when I'm looking at pieces, everybody says, oh, you could just put this picture on it, or you could put that picture on it. It's harder than you think to put a picture on some prints. It's not easy at all. Well, I can't say at all, but it takes a little bit more work to figure out. It's just not as simple as just go. But they also, I think this is new too, this Mini Me Useful. This one is, I think I've talked before about their AI, that when you spend your points or your tokens on getting the AI stuff, you basically can you take your picture or whatever it is that you're putting in there, and you make like the base model. So let's say I have my whole entire family for this year, and I take all of their pictures and I put it in here. All I pay for is for the base model. And then what I can do from there is I can take that base model and I can create everything else that's mini me with that base model without having to repay. And what happens is on these things that are called mini me is the design is set up already for the head that you have already made. So it just automatically ships into it or fits into it so that it works. Not only do they have the AI stuff, but in some of their prints, they have mini-me's that you can make. Earlier, or last year, toward the end of the year, I showed a camper set that was for little kids that I had printed for some family members. And when I printed those, there was a little person in there that I could put their head on. And that is super cute. Also in here, there was a wedding topper. I think that was a mini me that you could do. And just think that later on you could do the wedding, and then later on you could come back here and make something else with that. So I think that that's pretty cool that you can make more things with it. And it's pretty neat how they set that up. Now I know that Maker World has a miniature thing that you can do and make a person, but it's not quite as in-depth as this one. They do have where you can make like little miniature models, but you can edit the stance of them, but they don't have like as much of a variety as this does in doing things with them. Because this has like make me into a Halloween person, make me into a make me into a light fixture, make me into a book, make me into something. Like over here you can see make me into something that sits on my computer. So there's lots of things here that you can do in the AI that let you edit your mini me. So I think that is that is super cool that you can do that. I have made quite a few things of the mini-me's. I've made some, I took the family, I want to do some family magnets, but I did make some mini-me's of some family members of mine and ship them to them because I like to make things and ship them out for my family. So that's exactly what I did. I printed out my family and I shipped it off and they got to see those. I also, trying to think, what else did I do? Oh, I made some trophies for a friend of mine at work that they were handing out, like team trophies. I also am working on a Rubik's Cube, and now that I have my second AMS Pro for my Bambu Lab 2 or P2s, I'll be able to print off this piece that I've been wanting to print off because that needed like 7 pieces. And the last time I tried to print 7 pieces, I just manually switched those out on my Excel. So for this, one of these pieces that I'm going to do, it's going to cost me a lot of waste filament, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and do it because it's not an all the time kind of thing, but it is something that I'm going to do, and I will display it on here. I also have a dragon that right now I have it only set for 5 colors, but I would like to set it up for 8 because it's a phenomenal piece, and I'd really like to change out some detail on it. Because I've seen a lot of people say, can you do this with the 3D printer? And I have painted inside of the Prusa XL, and I believe I could do it inside of the Bambu Lab printer or the painting as well, that the print of that piece could be absolutely phenomenal. Now I'm going to waste a lot of filament for those color changes, but for that piece to look that like it's hand painted, it'd be worth it. It's going to be beautiful. I can't wait to see it. So when I get my piece, I'll definitely tell you guys about it and let you know what's going on with it. So that's pretty much what I had to talk about, or at least what I have in my title. There are going to be a couple of other things coming up that I wanted to share with you guys that I would like to get on here and do. So I'm hoping that in the near future that I'm going to be able to get on here and show you some of my creations, because I have a couple of creations that I've been working on that I want to show you guys how far I have come in the program called Nomad. That is a great program, and for the price, I think it's wonderful. But I still have so much to learn about Nomad. It has got a lot of possibilities, and there's just so much that I want to do, but time is definitely of a lot of things. But I just had another reason I wasn't here this week is, hey guys, I have 3 baby chickens, 3 brand new baby chickens. If you check out my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see those. I think I have some videos on there of them being born if you're interested. And so I ended up with 3, and they've been one of my highlights of the week that I've been pretty excited about. And spring is here, so it's time to get the garden ready and going. But 3D printing is also what I'm doing, so I am just enjoying my life right now, guys. I love 3D printing. I love getting on here and just having people take a look at what I'm creating and share their thoughts and ideas. If you happen to see my video, and even if you see my shorts, throw in some comments for me. Just tell me what you think. Share your thoughts with me. It's really nice to have a community of people who also like the kind of things that I like. I've had some pretty good conversations, and I've had some people say, oh, you're a Prusa fan, and you're just, yeah, I'm a Prusa fan. I'm a diehard Prusa fan. I could bow my head, but I won't, because I think, in my opinion, I think the Bond Tech is going to be, I think it's going to be the holy grail coming out. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And if not, that's okay too, because really I just love 3D printing altogether. And I do have a lot of experience with a lot of different printers, and the XL is my favorite. It just is my favorite. And I can't wait to try the H2C. But if you do see some of the videos, please send me a comment. Just say, hi, I saw your video, or hey, that looks cool. Let me know if you have anything cool that you want to talk about or that you see, because I'm always looking out as a hobbyist for what everyone is working on. I have another channel that I have been hopping on Saturdays. He goes live on Saturdays. His name is Jerry. He's really big, and he gets on here, and there's a bunch of other people on there that also do 3D printing. And I am really enjoying getting on there and seeing all of the things that they're doing, and also talking to them about what they're looking at. And that's really nice of him to let people come on there and see those things and talk about those things. If you get a chance, just look up Jerry's channel. I forgot the name of it fully, but I think if you just search for Jerry, Jerry, and 3D printing, you will find his channel. I also want to send a shout out to Key Creations. Great prints. If you are looking for a 3D printing Patreon, again, I'm not supported by anyone. I do not have any sponsors. These are my thoughts and my opinions. Great prints. She did some articulated kitty cats that a lot of people just love, and they're good. She did an elephant a while back. That was absolutely phenomenal. I just like her prints a lot. Also, Matt Meyer makes great prints. Oh my gosh, he builds in the supports in his prints, and they print just beautifully. I've got a bunch of his prints up. I printed some turtles. I printed some chickens. If you take a look on my site, you will, on my shorts, on my YouTube, you'll see a couple of his prints that are really good. Oh, I think I also did his bearded dragon as well. That was beautiful. So I'm done rambling for the evening. But it's really great to get back on here and just kind of talk about the things that are going on in my world, especially STLIFIX. And I don't know if you guys saw my purse that I did from STLIFIX. I've done 2 colors now. I did a red one, and I did a red one that I printed just a silk red, a generic silk red. I don't remember the company, but I did print one from the Cookie Cat, Dark Magic. I printed that one as well. That one is beautiful. That one is really good. I'm going to be printing some more purses, so if you're interested in 3D printing of purses, keep an eye out. I saw a video this week. Man, I wish I could remember that lady's name, but she did a 3D costume. I'm going to have to look that up, who she is, and get her name on here, because her work is very creative, and you guys should check her out. Man, is she making progress in the 3D printing world. It is so good. Like, Sophie Wong maybe was her name. Maybe that was her name, Sophie Wong. Try that name, see if that's her. I couldn't believe her pieces. Somebody went and sponsored her, and they were really great. But I'm rambling again, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll be on here a couple more times this weekend. I'm going to be doing some art on here. This is just my STLIFIX and my breakdown of what I've been doing this week. But sometime this weekend, I'm going to get on here, and I'm going to do some artwork. I have been making frames for my glasses with magnets, and I have been doing my own design. And so I'm going to get on here and do some of that inside of the Prusa XL painter, and I'm going to try to paint some flowers and maybe some towers, and I want to maybe try to do some different designs, and I'll show you guys how those turn out. And I'm hoping if I get a chance to get on Nomad and work on this puppet that I've been working on. But it's tax weekend, guys. I got to get my taxes in. I got a lot to do this weekend. I got D&D tomorrow, tax weekend, busy weekend. Lots going on. Happy life, busy life, enjoying life. You guys have a great night. And I am Ella, and you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you next time.